25 ans, 25 années de bons et loyaux services et Skunk Anansie est loin d'en avoir terminé. La preuve, le groupe britannique de rock alternatif nous a sorti ce 25 janvier un premier album live électrique, c'est le moins que l'on puisse dire, intitulé 25 Live at 25. Ce live célèbre le quart de siècle de ce groupe. À l'intérieur, on y trouve en résumé, bien sûr, des enregistrements de la tournée, la dernière tournée. On y retrouve l'énergie légendaire de Josquin et bien sûr le prodige guitariste Ace. Et ça tombe bien, justement, Josquin et Ace sont avec nous pour parler de ce live aujourd'hui et parler d'autre chose, parler du chemin parcouru. Bonjour à vous deux, Josquin et Ace, comment ça va?
Very good at the moment, very good. Enjoying past. We thought it was going to be really snowy, but it didn't happen. A little bit. So,
Okay.
yeah,
And
we're
Ace?
happy to be here.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it's great to be talking about all of our great experiences as well on this tour. It's really fun.
It's great to be great.
Alors, 1994, c'est la création du groupe du côté de Londres. Vous vous souvenez de cette période? Quelles étaient vos envies et vos doutes?
We were created in King's Cross, really. At the time, King's Cross was like the dirty, crappy, nasty kind of part of London, prostitution, all night clubs, after hours, drug addicts, like homeless people. And it was really, really, really rough. And that's kind of the inspiration for really the songs that we were writing and the atmosphere that we were in, on the Camden was the kind of part where you had the beautiful people with the beautiful journalists and the Britpop boys in their floppy hair and their lovely brand new kind of Britpop jackets. And then we were in the underground, underbelly kind of destroyed part of London just down the road.
Yeah, it was a very exciting time actually because it was very community based. All bands, because there was no internet or real mobile phones really at the time, we all had to meet in certain places to establish our scene, to see our friends, to make our fan base, to play shows. So all around London was clubs and bars that were just full of musicians and music fans, and you had to be there. You couldn't kind of like text people or watch it on the internet. You had to be in these places. So it was a community that was very exciting and lots of different types of bands and people coming together.
And if you weren't there, you missed it. You really did miss it. You couldn't watch it later. You couldn't watch it on Instagram or Facebook. You just missed it. It was done and never to be seen again.
Personnellement, la première fois où je vous ai vu sur scène, c'était en 94 et vous m'avez mis une claque. Est-ce que vous vous souvenez?
Yes.
Alors,
we were dishing out lots of slaps around Europe at the time, and yeah, I mean, we were really on fire. I mean, our kind of music, Britpop was like all of the kind of like white boys in bands all looking the same, just holding their instruments, and we came out, we were just like, "Wah!" We're angry and all this stuff is going on and we're unhappy and we have things to say. And so, yeah, every gig was like a big slap. I mean, the first two songs, 2 or 3 songs, people were just like that. And then the third song, they were like, and then the last song, they were like, yeah! And stage diving and madness. So we know it was a bit weird when we first started, but we like it that way. We still like it that way.
je faisais référence à un concert où vous étiez en première partie de Thérapie et je venais voir Thérapie et vous êtes passé avant Thérapie et après c'était fade.
Really? I mean, I remember that tour with Therapy and they were ferocious. And I think they were more ferocious because we were on before, That was great because that was our first European tour. So we still love that band.
Yeah, and we really enjoyed kind of like that era as well with Therapy coming out into Europe because we were very much into we need to go out and play Europe. We weren't about let's get famous in our hometown or just in England. We wanted to break Europe. So to go out with them and do that tour was great. As Skin said, the more they played harder, we played harder and they played harder. It was friendly competition.
Yeah. We really, really pushed them. And that, to be honest, that's been our job to do. When we play before someone else, we aim to make them have to play so much harder and so much better. It's competition.
Et OUI FM était déjà sur le coup. Alors, vous comptez aujourd'hui 6 albums studio. Le studio, vous devez aimer ça. Mais là, on est ici pour parler de la scène. Est-ce que la scène, c'est l'endroit que vous préférez au monde?
Yeah, I think Skunk Anansie is essentially a live band. That's where it all comes from. So we pride ourselves on playing live, and we really enjoy playing live. So going in studios, it's just as enjoyable in a different way, I suppose. It's more intense. So when you're live, you manage to kind of like get it out your system. You have fun. You've got interaction with crowd. You've got connection to people. So I think that's the kind of people we are.
I mean, I love being in the studio because for me it's very creative, and that's kind of foundation of everything we do. The songs that we're creating there that's the root of everything. You know, we wouldn't be a good live band. We wouldn't have anything if we didn't have that studio time. So I love it because it's just all day creation, all day experimenting, all day messing about, trick sounds, writing songs, redoing structures, and trying to get a sense of an album.
Et alors justement, cet album live qui est sorti, comment il est né et pourquoi il est né? Parce que 25 ans pour sortir un album live, pourquoi vous avez attendu aussi longtemps, même si c'est pour célébrer le quart de siècle?
To be honest, you know, we kind of have tried to do a live album before and record it before, but I think it really kind of, you have to really set things up properly and spend a lot of money to record a band like Skunk Anansie live because, you know, there's a lot going on stage, you know, and I kind of have to slightly change and adapt myself to make sure that all of my vocals are caught on the microphone. So it's not really been the easiest thing to do, but we knew we were going to be 25 years old, and we thought, actually, for once, we're going to be a little nostalgic, and we're going to give the audience what they want, you know, our fans, our dedicated fans, what they want, which is something we've never done, which is a live album. And also, you know, means that we can consolidate, we can play a lot of songs from old and new like we do in our sets, and we can also show people what we are like live, you know. So yeah, it seemed to be the absolute perfect time to put a live album out. I don't know why it took so long. It's, you know, it's ridiculous really, because everything that's good that has happened to Skunk Anansie happened from being a live band, you know. So you would think we would do one before, but you know, we got there in the end. It's okay.
25 live at 25. Donc je disais 25 morceaux de la dernière tournée. En fait, il y en a 26 parce qu'il y a un morceau en bonus. Comment vous avez décidé de le choix des morceaux que l'on retrouve?
To be honest, it wasn't that difficult, was it? Because there's about 15 to 20 songs that it's obvious these songs have to be on there. You know, there's another few songs that we just love. We all agree. We've been playing together for a long time, and we know those songs work. And then after that, I think there was a little discussion. There's a little discussion after that. A bit of healthy debate.
Yeah. You know, as Skin said, it's a mixture, isn't it? It's band favourites, fan favourites, and classics that can't be missed.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I think they ended up to be 26 because at the end we were like, we have to love someone else on there. That makes it 26. And our manager was like, well, which one are you going to take off? And then Ace was like, let's have it as a bonus track.
Skin, vous avez déclaré, je crois, que sur scène, à vos débuts, bien, ça vous a permis de vous sentir vous-même. Qu'est-ce que vous vouliez dire par cela?
I mean, I think that before you get in a band, or, you know, like you always want to get in a band and you have this dream and you have this goal in your head. And I used to visualize myself on stage, you know, being on stage and being like, you know, and this is when I was like a jazz singer and doing backup singing for other people. And so I think by the time I was actually in a band, my own band, fronting a band, it was like, oh, finally, I've been waiting for like years to be able to get in this position. It's not the easiest thing to start a band, you know. It's not it's, you know, it's a struggle. It's a struggle, and especially if you want to play rock music and you look like me, you know, a black woman, you know, wants to front a rock band. It's difficult to find the band members. And but when Skunk Anansie came to pass, it was really easy because I already knew Ace. He already wanted to be in the band, and I already knew Cass, and so it was much easier. But yeah, it was like a relief. It was like I finally felt like this is where I've been trying to get to, and I'm here, and now I can begin my life, because this is the beginning of my life. I didn't feel like I'd arrived. I felt like, okay, now I'm in the house, I have to climb the stairs.
25 ans de tournée, vous êtes parti dans le monde entier. Ce que je vais vous demander, c'est compliqué, je sais. Est-ce que vous pouvez me dire votre plus beau moment et le pire?
Best moment and worst. Worst is being in a band with him.
Yeah, that's it. 25 years of sitting next to her.
25 years of this shit.
Obviously, he's my best. Obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, well, for me, one of the best moments. I really is two. There's like one is playing a show that was important. So to play Glastonbury, to headline Glastonbury, was a real achievement as an artist, a musician, as a person. Growing up, seeing that concert and biggest show in England, that was a real achievement moment for me. Another great moment I remember was when we had our first kind of breakthrough hit. So until then, we were like, no one knew who we were and we were struggling to do everything. And then all of a sudden, the door kind of opened to us to larger shows and to play different countries and things like that. So there was a couple of great moments, a really important gig and a breakthrough moment.
For me, I would say the best moments would be, this is quite big, I warn you, having a singing lesson from Luciano Pavarotti. Gave me a singing lesson at his house, and I was there for a while, hanging out, and then he cooked some vongole. But getting breathing exercises from Luther Pavarotti and saying where to place your voice, the note, and everything. That was quite fun. Meeting and hanging out with Nelson Mandela, that was pretty awesome.
That's pretty huge.
It's pretty huge. And I would also say hanging out with Nina Simone afterwards, because that was the first record I ever bought.
With Michael Jackson.
With Michael Jackson,
Stevie
yeah.
Wonder.
Yeah, forget Michael Jackson. He was creepy. But Nina Simone was like...
Dr. Nina Simone.
Dr. Nina Simone. She was amazing. She just sat there drinking and telling story after story after story, and that was fun. I also met Chaka Khan, and I have every single record Chaka Khan and Rufus and Chaka Khan ever made, so that was pretty major. But worst moment actually was quite recently. It was a couple of years ago on 2016 tour when I had an injury in my neck, and it was really painful, and it kind of went on for a few months, and in the end I had to have injections into my neck to fix it. But the whole year of touring and festivals with this really bad injury, and I've injured myself loads, but I haven't injured myself like that. But yeah, that was horrible. Remember, I was I even felt bad for the boys because they were just watching me being in pain, and I had every kind of pill and aromatherapy and everything to try and fix it. In the end, I just had to fly to London and have an operation and fly back and do a gig. So
it's really hard to actually think of worst moments, though. I think we're very lucky as a band, because I'm kind of thinking, what's the worst moment I had? And I could just think of lots of really good ones.
I remember your worst moment.
What's that?
Was when I hit you in the balls with the guitar. You didn't like that. Remember that? It's Bjork, supporting Bjork. I was like,
Bien. Alors, est-ce que vous vous sentez encore jeune? Mais alors, je parle de jeune scéniquement parlant. Est-ce que vous n'êtes pas usé de tourner, justement, de vous retrouver tout le temps?
Yeah, we feel great, And you know what?
Speak for yourself.
I think, right. You think about it, right? When you do something you really like, right? One, it gives you energy, but two, if you start doing something young, it kind of freezes that moment in time. So if you were to eat like a special cake that you ate when you were young, that memory comes back to you. Like, oh, I remember. And when we go back on stage, it kind of like it feels like when we're 25, that memory comes back to when we first started playing shows, and that's the great thing about music. It keeps you young in that sense. It kind of freezes moments in time. For
me, I feel 75 walking up to the stage, and the minute I walk on stage, I feel 14. And when I walk off stage, I feel 115.
25 live at 25, et donc dans les bacs et en téléchargement payant, bien sûr. Alors mettez votre bleu de chauffe, n'hésitez pas une seconde, et allez faire parler la poudre en redécouvrant le son de Skunk Anansie. Merci à Skin, merci à beaucoup. Ace d'être venu. Bon séjour chez vous à Paris. Et peut-être un petit mot en français pour nous dire au revoir.
Au revoir. Au revoir mes enfants.
Au revoir, merci.
Au revoir mes enfants.
Merci, thank you very much.
Merci beaucoup. Au revoir.